Hi students, yesterday we have completed page number 15, question B. Today we will start from question C. Here we have given another activity in this page. What is the activity C? A 2000 meter cycle race was organized in Mumbai. A picture taken at the finishing line is shown below. See, the left side is showing the finishing line. Cyclist A, B, C, D and E cyclists are taking part in the cycle race. Now, related to this picture, few questions given in the next page, page number 16. Now read the question and find out the answer from this picture. First question is, what is the distance between cyclist A and cyclist D? See, where is the cyclist? First find out. This is cyclist A and cyclist D is here. Now we have to calculate the distance from D to A or A to D. The distance from A to B is 2 meter, B to C is 2.5 meter, C to D is 3 meter. If we calculate or total these three distances, we will get the distance between cyclist A and D. So first distance from A to B is 2 meter plus next B to C 2.5 meter plus next C to D, that distance we have to add 3 meter plus total we got 7.5 meter. So what is the distance between cyclist A and B? Distance between cyclist A and D is 7.5 meter. Here instead of D I have written B there. You have to write there D only, not B. D. Correct it. Distance between cyclist A and D. By mistake, I had written B. Now question 2. Let's see the question 2. How much distance cyclist A has to cover to win the race? Students, the cyclist A is near to the finishing point. Find the distance he has to reach the finishing point. It has given there 5 meter. So we have to write the answer. Cyclist A has to cover 5 meter to win the race. Now question 3. We will move to the question 3. Write down the distance of each cyclist from the finishing line. Here the distance of all the cyclists given here in this picture. We have to write each and every one. First, the distance between cyclist A and the finishing point. What is that? 5 meter. That I have written there. Now distance between cyclist B and the finishing line. In here we have to plus or add these two distances from finishing point to the cyclist A and from cyclist A to B. That is 2 meter. That means we have to add these two distances. Then only we will get the distance between B and finishing point. Here 5 meter plus 2 meter. That is the distance between the cyclist B and the finishing point. That is 7 meter. That also I have written the answer there. The distance between cyclist B and finishing point is 7 meter. Now we have to find the distance between cyclist C and the finishing point. If the cyclist C want to reach the finishing point, he has to run or ride the cycle at a distance of 5 meter plus 2 meter plus 2.5 meter. That means 5 plus 2, 7 plus 2.5 equals 9.5 meter. That means the distance from cyclist C to finishing point is these three distances we have to add. From finishing to A cyclist, finishing then A to B and B to C. Then calculating these three together, then only we will get the distance between the cyclist C and finishing point. That is 9.5 meter. Students, calculations I have not showed here as the limitation of place. You will do this calculation in a rough page and write the answers. No need to write this page. Write this page answers only, but calculations you must do in a rough page. Now we have to find the distance between the cyclist D and the finishing point. Here from cyclist A to we have find out, that is A to C we know the finishing point to the cyclist C is 9.5. Along with that we have to find the distance from C to D. And along with this 9.5, if we add 3 meter, we will get the distance between finishing point and the cyclist D. Otherwise, you add 5 meter plus 2 meter plus 2.5 meter plus 3 meter. Then we will get the distance between cyclist D and finishing point. Here 9 plus 5 equals 5 plus 3 meter equals 12.5 centimeter 5 meter. That means the distance between cyclist D and finishing point is 12.5 meter. Now distance between cyclist E and finishing point. Here from up to D we found out 12.5 meter. With that measurement we have to just add this extra 1 meter with this. That means the distance between cyclist D and E. So 12.5 plus 1 meter equals 13.5 meter. That means here the longest distance between the finishing point and the cyclist E is 13.5 meter. All the answers, students, you have to copy in your workbook only. Not need to write in notebook. Notebook notes it is separately giving. So no need to write these workbook questions in the notebook. Workbook questions and answers in the workbook only. Now see the question 4. Which cyclist has the maximum chance of winning the race? Which cyclist is the chance to win the race? The person who is near to the finishing point will be the chance to finish the chance to win the race. Here we know that cyclist A is near to the finishing point. He is just far away from 5 meter only from the finishing point. So whose chance is to win the race? Cyclist A. That I have written the answer. Cyclist A has the maximum chance of winning the race as he is just 5 meter away from the finishing line. All the 5 questions and answers we have completed. Now let's read the question D from this page number 16. An old age group of a society consisting of 5 members of age above 60 years are advised to walk every day around a field as much as possible to be free from diseases. The field is as shown below. Here given the picture of the field, its length and breadth given. Length is 400 meter, breadth is 200 meter. So as it is rectangular shape field, 2 sides are equal. That means the length is 400 meter and breadth are 200 meters. Now here the doctor advised these old age people to walk around this field as much as possible to free from diseases, to keep away from diseases. Now here next below that we have given a table of different people walked in different times or different rounds. First one is name of the members. Second box given the number of rounds each people can walk in a day. The number of rounds completed by each member are recorded as follow. This is the data given below here. First one is Manohar Lal. He will take 6 rounds per day around this field. Next is Inder Raj. He will take 2 rounds. And next is Jayanti Lal. He can take 4 rounds in this field. Kishore Kumar. He will take 5 rounds around this field per day, and last is Rajendra Prasad, 3 rounds. Now here we have asked the question. First question is answer the following questions given below here. That questions are given in the page number 17. Read the question. How far did Jayanti Lal walk in kilometer and meter? From this table you have to find out how many times Jayanti Lal can take the walk in a day. Here the third person is the Jayanti Lal. He will take 4 rounds per day. So what is the first we have to calculate the perimeter of this rectangular field. Perimeter or total length of the rectangular field. What is the total length of the rectangular field? Length plus breadth plus length plus breadth. That means 400 meter plus 200 meter plus 400 plus 300. Total 200. Total 1200 200 meter or 1 kilometer 200 meter is the total length of the rectangular field or the perimeter of this rectangular field. Now if a person take one round around this field, that means he has taken 1200 meter that one time, otherwise 1 kilometer and 200 meter. Here we have asked Jayandilal. He will take 4 rounds per day, 4 rounds in a day. That means this 1200 we have to multiply by 4 because he will take 4 times, 4 rounds. So 1200 multiplied by 4 equals 4800. That meter, or here we have asked to write the answer in kilometer and meter. So we have to convert this 4800 into kilometer by dividing by 1000. Dividing by 1000, we have to remove 3 places from right side. That means 4 kilometer and 800 meter. So how much distance Jayandilal can walk in a day? He can walk 4 kilometer and 800 meter in a day. Now see the next question. How many more meters should Rajendra Prasad walk to make it as 5 kilometer walk? See Rajendra Prasad. Rajendra Prasad is the last name given in this box. Rajendra Prasad. How many rounds he can take in a day? 3 rounds. Here also we have to multiply this perimeter or the length of the total length of the field by 3 because he will take 3 times a day. So 12,000 multiply 1200 multiply by 3 equals 3600. 3600 meter. Rajendra Prasad can walk in a day 3 rounds, means he can walk 3600 meter, otherwise 3 kilometer and 600 meter. If he wants to complete 5 kilometer walk, 5 kilometer, students, we know that 1 kilometer is 1000 meter, so 5 kilometer is equal to 5000 meter. Here if he wants to complete 5 kilometer, we have to find the difference between the 5 kilometer and the rounds he took. Rounds he took is 3600 meter. 5000 minus 3600 is 1400. That means if Rajendra Prasad walks to make it 5 kilometer, he should walk 1 kilometer and 400 meter to make it 5 kilometer walk. You can write 1 kilometer and 400 or 1400 meter. Anyway you can write. Here answer I have written, you have to copy into your workbook. Now question C. Who walked the maximum distance in kilometer and meter? It is very simple. You find out who will take the maximum rounds from this box. Who will take the maximum rounds? Manohar Lal. Manohar Lal takes every day he takes 6 rounds in around this field. So who is the maximum distance walking every day? Manohar Lal. That distance also we have to find out. The distance Manohar Lal walked the maximum distance with 1200 multiplied by 6 equals 7200 meter or 7 kilometer and 200 meter. That answer once more I will read. Manohar Lal walked the maximum distance with 7 kilometer and 200 meter. Here I have written 7 kilometer and 200 meter because the question is asked to write in kilometer and meter. That's why. So the difference we have calculated. Students, this multiplication you should do in a rough book. You will get practice to multiply the bigger numbers. That means 1200 multiplied by 6 equals 7200 meter. Now the fourth question in this topic. What is the difference between the distance covered by Manohar Lal and Inder Raj? In kilometer and meter. Here also we have to find the distance between these two persons' walk. Here already we have found the Manohar Lal's walk. How many kilometer he can walk? 7 kilometer. Just before this question we discussed about Manohar Lal's, the distance Manohar Lal walked every day, that we have found a 7 kilometer and a 200 meter, that we already found. So you have to write that Manohar Lal walked in a day equals 7 kilometer and a 200 meter. Now you see the distance walked by Inder Raj daily he will take 2 rounds. 2 rounds he will take. That means 1200 multiplied by 2 equals 2400 or 2 kilometer and 400 meter. Here we have to find the difference between their distance. How much distance Manohar Lal will walk more than this Inder Lal. Because Inder Lal is walked a short distance and Manohar Lal walked a long distance. Here we have to subtract from 7200, subtract by 2400. 2400 we have to subtract from 7200. After subtracting we will get the answer 4800 meter or 4 kilometer and 800 meter. Subtraction I have not showed here. You have to do it compulsory in a rough page, but not to show in this page. So what is the last answer? In the difference between Manohar Lal's and Inder Lal's walk is 4 kilometer and 800 meter. Now see the last question, fifth question. Fifth question is, how many more meters should Jayandilal walk to reach the maximum distance covered? Here students, we know that who walked every day the maximum distance, that 2 times we repeated the maximum distance walked by this person is Manohar Lal. He can walk a distance of 7 kilometer and 200 meter. Now we have to find the Jayandilal's walk. How many kilometer Jayandilal will walk? See that table. Jayandilal can walk 4 rounds. He can take 4 rounds around this field. So 1200 multiplied by 4 equals 4800 meter or 4 kilometer and 800 meter. Now we have to find the difference between this Manohar Lal's walk and Jayandilal's walk. Manohar Lal's walk is 7 kilometer 200 meter 7 kilometer 200 meter minus 4 kilometer 800 meter. After subtraction we will get the answer 2400 meter or 2 kilometer and 400 meter. So what is the distance between the walk of Manohar Lal and Jayandilal? 2 kilometer and 400 meter. Students, all of you complete this, all the answers whatever I have given this much days. The next topic, question number E, we will discuss in the next class.